Hello and good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Ivania. I'm part of the IT department, and we thank you for joining us for this Parent Tech workshop. We will be going over several applications that will be utilized by you as the parents as well as the students. Unfortunately, we are not able to answer any questions about reopening schedules or curriculum plans, but we'd be happy to address any questions you have regarding what all the topics we cover today once we open up our live Q&A section at the end. So let's get started. Okay, the topics we will be covering today will be your contact information, which includes your email address, parent portal from eSchool Data, and Parent Square, which is the new communication platform that the district has adopted, as well as Microsoft Teams and district laptops. Okay, first, your email address. While it's not the primary way we get in contact with you, it is an important source of information to provide to the district to allow the schools and the administration to have as many avenues to communicate information to you as possible, as well as this becomes part of login credentials for district applications meant for parent logins. So if you have not provided your email address to the district, or you don't sure if you did, you could contact the front office of your school or check it in the avenues that we will provide you in a moment. Some parents may not know or that they already have an email address, or you may not think that you have one. If you have a smartphone device, whether it's an iPhone or an Android device, you do have an email address as it's part of the setup process for the device. So you could check one of the following applications in either type of device. You could check the Mail app that's built into the device, as well as check the profile of on the application store, whether it's the App Store for Apple or the Play Store for Android, as well as going into your settings and checking the accounts information. So these are the applications that we're going to be covering today. eSchool Data is our central hub for student information, and this information gets pushed out to the other applications. So eSchool Data is our student information system. So eSchool Data is the system that we use to securely store the information of all the students in the district. This includes behavior and attendance information, academic records, and student and family information. eSchool Data has the student schedule, real-time attendance information, as well as report cards and progress notice, contact information. Everything is available within eSchool Data. As parents and guardians, you have access to this information by logging into the parent portal of eSchool Data. This is great to check up on the attendance records, to check report cards. The report cards are available first in eSchool Data before it's available, before you get it in the mail. With the attendance information at the secondary level, you're able to see if your child missed a specific period of their class, and you're able to see that in real time. Login information is normally sent out at the beginning of the school year if you've never logged into it. So if your parent portal login information is automatically generated for you, you don't create it. At the beginning of every school year, a notification goes out to all parents who have not activated their parent portal account, and this year will be no different. We will be sending out the letters to all parents who have not activated their parent portal account through Parent Square this year on Monday. So if you've never logged into Parent Portal, you should expect your login information on Monday via Parent Portal, via Parent Square application. So once you have your login information, you can customize your language settings as well as change your communication preferences. When you're in Parent Portal, you're able to set your username so you can utilize the mobile app that's available for download on any mobile device. Your username has to be an email address in order to use the application, and you'd be able to change that using the following directions. If this is the first time you're logging into the Parent Portal, you have to set up a new password and enter in your email address. Just put a check mark in the box that says utilize email address for my username, and it will automatically change the default username that was provided to you to your email address. If you've already logged in to Parent Portal before and you still have your login information, you can log in and go to the My Account option at the top by clicking on the little person icon, and you have the option to enter in a new username. So you would have to enter in your email address in the new username field and then confirm it. And once you do those both, you can save. If you have any questions related to Parent Portal, including needing login assistance, you can send an email to parentportal@bufsd.org. So this is for parents that have the login information but are having an issue. And again, to reiterate that if you've never logged in to Parent Portal before, you will be getting your information on Monday. If you have logged into your Parent Portal account but forgot the password, you can select the password reset option on the page and enter in either the username if you have it, or more likely the email address that you submitted. Once you enter the email address, you select request password, and it will send you an email to verify your identity and then allow you to change the password. If you did not provide an email address, or you forgot what email address is linked to your account, you can send an email to parentportal@bufsd.org for assistance. Going into Parent Square. Parent Square is the new communication platform that was adopted by the district. Parent Square was adopted to address many of the communication issues that parents had issues and complaints about during the last school year, and this was became very evident during the time where when the schools had to close down. We heard what the parents were saying, and so the district has invested in this new communication platform to streamline communication between school and family. Parent Square will now be the centralized location where you're going to find all alerts and notifications from the school district and all schools that your children are associated to. This also provides us a means to send less paper home with your students or have to mail things. You can receive volunteering requests, parent-teacher conference scheduling, and much more through the Parent Square app. You're also able to send and receive messages to your teachers and administrators of the district and receive messages back from them. If you are using a device that does not have, that you're not able to download the app on, you can still receive these communications as long as we have a valid email address, cell phone number in the system, and home number in the system. So you will be able to receive text messages, phone calls, and emails with all this information. So, and if when you receive the text message, you are able to respond back via text message to that staff member. Parent Square has been implemented to all of our school buildings now. So if you have not set up a Parent Square account yet, you can download the app to your mobile device, as well as go to the website if you go to parentsquare.com. But most parents will want to use the app. So you would download the Parent Square app, and then you would log in with the, you would enter the email address or cell phone number that we have in our system associated to your child in the eSchool data system. Once you enter that information, you'll get either an email activation or a text message activation to activate and set up a password for your account. Once that has been completed, you'll be able to see all of the posts related to the district, as well as the school buildings that your children are associated to. Once you're logged in, you're also able to change your preferences. So if you click on the menu option in the top corner of the mobile app, and then go to preferences under account section, you're able to change your notification settings, language settings, or sign-in options. You'll have the option for notifications to either receive the messages from the schools as they are sent, or you could select to receive a digest so that you're not getting alerted throughout the day. You'll get a digest at this time you specify of all the communications sent out by the schools in the district. Your language options in Parent Square will pull from whatever your language preferences are from eSchool. So if you did set a language preference in eSchool, it should translate to the app. But if you didn't set one, you can change it in Parent Square by going into the preferences. Communication, sending a communication is extremely easy in Parent Square. If you go on the website, on the left-hand side, there is an option for messages. Click on that button and it will give you a field where you could type in the teacher's name or the administrator's name that you're trying to get in contact with, and type a message just like sending a text message or email. If you're using the app, you click on that little plus circle with the plus sign in it, and it'll take you directly to create a new message as well. And it's the same thing. You would just put in the two, you would type in the teacher or administrator's name that you're trying to get in contact with, and then type in your message. So the learning management system that the Brentwood School District is using is Microsoft Teams. Teachers will be using Teams to deliver asynchronous and synchronous instruction. They'll be able to post class materials and collect homework assignments electronically via Microsoft Teams. Just a brief summary of the difference between asynchronous and synchronous instruction. Asynchronous instruction, students are learning the same material but at different times and locations. This provides families some flexibility with the assignments, and students are able to self-pace the completion of those assignments. This can be delivered via pre-recorded videos, provided reference material, and discussion posts. Synchronous instruction is real-time interaction between teachers and students. Their students are able to get active and discussion and immediate feedback from teachers. This can be delivered via live meeting, lecture broadcasts, and chat messaging. Both learning approaches can be accomplished with Microsoft Teams. So if you are using a personal device to start off the school year, you can access Teams by downloading the Microsoft Teams desktop app, which is the recommended version to use. If you're using a laptop or a computer, you could download the desktop app. If you're using a tablet or phone, you could download the mobile app onto that device. If you go to bufsd.org/apps, there is a link to the Microsoft page to download those applications. If you're receiving a district device, which we'll go into a little bit later in the presentation, Teams is already pre-installed on the device, so you will not need to install Teams on any devices provided to you by the district. So logging into Teams, students will use their Office 365 login. This login starts with their student ID and ends with @bufsd.org. So it's their district email address that they will be entering in as the username to log into the application. Password information will be sent out on Monday as well to parents via Parent Square for only grades K through 6th grade. So parents for students in grades K through 6 will receive a secure document delivery through Parent Square with their child's login information, which includes their username and their password. If your child is in grade 7 or higher and don't remember their password, they can reach out to the teacher to get assistance and get that password information provided to them. If you're not able to get in contact with the teacher, you are able to contact the IT help desk at 631-972-1300, and that information will be presented again at towards the end of the presentation. But you can call the district IT help desk if you need assistance retrieving your child's information. But if your child is in grades K through 6th grade, you will be receiving that on Monday. Within Teams, students have the option to change the language. So if there is a preferred language to use the application in, they can go into settings. There are 3 major sections of Teams that students will be utilizing the most, and where parents will assist their younger children to access. And that is the team section, the assignment section, and the chat section. The team section, they'll see any class teams that they're associated to. If your child is an elementary student, they'll most likely see 1 to 3 classes, maybe usually 1 class team. If your child is in the secondary level, if they're a secondary student, then they're going to have a class team for each period that they have. When they enter the team, they'll have these general sections, and these sections at the top are referred to as tabs, and I'm going to go through these tabs in more detail shortly. On the side here, they have what is referred to in Teams as channels. All class teams will have this general channel, but it will be up to the teacher if they have any additional channels. So you may only have this general channel in the team, or a teacher may choose to create some additional ones to provide easier access to information. In the assignment section, students will see any class teams that they are associated to, and will be able to select that class and then view the assignments associated. So once they click on the specific team, they'll be able to see the still opened and assigned work at the top. And at the bottom, they'll be able to see any work that they've already completed or work that has passed the due date. In the chat section, when you click on it, you'll be able, students will be able to see any previous chat history that they've had with other students or faculty or teachers, and as well as create a new message. And in this, it's just like typing any other message. They can type in the name of the teacher and then type the message at the bottom space. We're going to review in detail Microsoft Immersive Reader, which is a tool used to improve reading for all grade levels. This Immersive Reader function is integrated in most of the Office 365 applications, which includes Teams. So let's get into the live demonstration of Teams. Okay. So if you download, if you have a personal device and download the Teams app, or if you're using a district device, you'll have this Microsoft Teams logo on your desktop. Double click on that icon in order to access the Microsoft Teams desktop. Once you're in the desktop, it should automatically take you to this page if you haven't logged into Teams before. The next time you log into Teams, it usually takes you to the last section that you were looking at prior to closing it. So you will be able, students will be able to see their class teams and join them from here. So I'm going to look at this team. This is where they'll be able to join any meetings that are set for the class. So as you can see here, there is a live meeting going on in this class. And if I click on the join option, I will enter the class. If you have, if you're using a device with a camera and microphone, it'll give you these settings to turn off or on the camera or off and on the mic. There's also an option here to turn off or on a background. And if you click on that option, the student will be able to choose a background to blur out what's going on behind them. So I'm going to turn off the background, and this is the office that I'm in. But if I wanted to block what was going on, you want it, if the child just, if you wanted your child to just not show what was in your home, they're able to select any of these options here. So this first one is just a blurred background. And if you scroll through, there are a bunch of fun ones. They have Minecraft, they have a classroom, Galaxy. So there are a few. So once they have chosen the background that they're going to use and are ready to join, they could select join now and then enter it into the meeting. So once you're in the meeting with the teacher, you will be able to see the teacher as well as any other students that have joined the meeting. From here, if they click on the raise hand function, this little hand icon, they could click on that and it will raise their hand. It will indicate to the teacher that the teacher will get a notification advising that the student has raised their hand, and then the teacher at that point can call on the student and have them unmute their mic to either ask their question or respond to a question if they were asking. And here is a chat section. So if the teacher requests that the students remain muted and type into the chat section, they could type whatever questions in here or respond to any questions in this chat section. The last thing is that once they're done with their meeting, the meeting is over, they could click on this red hang up button to disconnect from the meeting. Once they disconnect from the meeting, that will take them back to their team and they'll be able to join. So I joined the meeting from the channel, which is referred to general. And in the general channel, there are several sections. So the post section is where you're going to see a lot of the announcements and notifications from the teacher. They're able to post messages. There'll be a running list of assignments that were assigned by the teacher. And you're also able to respond to any posts from the teacher. So if, say, the teacher posted, "Good morning," the student is able to click and respond back to any post in the section. And it will be posted. The next section is called a file section. The students won't need to use this unless the teacher indicates that there's something in that file section that they need to refer back to. Also, this is the same with the class notebook section. The class notebook section is also a section where the teacher may organize class materials and put documents there, but they may not need to refer to those documents in there. The teacher will let you know if you need to access it. The next tab here is the assignment section. This assignment section can also be accessed by clicking on the assignments tab here, which we'll go over in a minute. But if, say, if you're an elementary student and it's an elementary student, you can just access your assignments from this tab here since there's only one class to maintain. You may get this more option here, and if you click on more, it'll give you the other options available. So the teacher may have additional tabs underneath here for you to access, but all students will also have this grade tab. So if you click on the grades tab, it will take you to the page that has a running list of all the assignments assigned in the class and their due dates. It will give you the status of that assignment, whether it was turned in or not, and it will also give you the points associated to that assignment if it was graded by the teacher. So before we get into the assignment section, I want to just go over really quickly the chat feature. So if you go into the chat feature, as I said, you could have a running list of previous conversations that you've had with teachers or students, other students. And then from here, you're able to click on the little pencil icon and create a new message. So if I wanted to send a message to my teacher, let's just say it's an email. I could type in the teacher's name or email address, and that option will come up. You can click on the name from the list and send the message. And depending on the teacher's availability, they may be able to respond back immediately, or they will definitely respond back to you within a timely manner, because all teachers have access to Teams. Now going back to the assignment section. So if you click on the assignment section, you'll get a running list of the class teams that the child is associated to. As I said before, if your child is an elementary student, this might be a very short list. If they are a secondary student, then they'll have a class for each one of their periods. So if you click on the class team, you select it and then hit next, you're able to see the assignments associated to that class. And if you click on the assignments tab that we saw when we were in the specific team, it'll take you to the same page. So at the top here, you're able to see the assignments that were assigned and still open to be completed. And at the bottom, if I open it, it'll show all the assignments that were submitted already. So let's go over some examples of assignments that your child may receive. So this first one is a quiz or multiple choice assignment. Your child will click on the assignment, and then they'll have a link here to the quiz or multiple choice form. They'll click on that, and the form will open up right into Teams. They won't have to leave, or it won't take them out of the application. If you hover over any of the text in there, you'll see if Immersive Reader is available. So if you have that icon available, that means you can open up that section of the page in Immersive Reader. So let's go into the first question here. So when I hover over the question, I get that Immersive Reader icon. I'm going to click on that. And now it gives me the question in the Immersive Reader format. And if I click on play,
5 points. 2 4. 1 4. 3 4.
it will read the question to you. So you click on the play button.
3 4.
3/4. End of question.
Input your answer.
Close the reader to input your answer.
So once you have the question up, you have several options available to you. You can click on text preferences. When you click on text preferences, you have the option to change the font size. Let me just, so you could change the size of the text. You can increase or decrease the spacing in between the letters, change the font, as well as change the theme of the page if you have any visual disability and need better contrast. So if you click on that one, it'll change the background color so that it is easier to see. The next option is the grammar option. The grammar option allows you to separate the words into syllables, as well as indicate what words are nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. And if you're able to change the colors associated to each one of those word parts, but if seeing the colors is an issue, you can choose to show the labels as well. And it will give you a little abbreviation above the word of
Entra,
word it is.
simplemente cambia acá abajo. Y aquí va a ver toda la información que está dando el profesor. Todos los profesores tienen la opción de hacer clases.
This last option here is reading preferences. So you can turn on this line focus option. So if you turn that on, it will help narrow down and focus on one line at a time. If you're looking at a longer text, it'll allow you to focus on several sentences at one time. But since this is a short question, it only gives me the one. And you're able to arrow down to the next part. And if I play,
Fraction that represents the circle.
The fraction that represents the circle.
it moves on its
5
own.
points. 2/4.
I can turn that off. Also, what's automatically turned down is the picture dictionary. So if the child needed some more explanation of a specific word in there, if they click on the word, it will provide some images that may help them understand what the word means. This last option here is to choose a language. So if, say, someone of a different language is trying to assist the child, if you're not, if yourself has a more preferred language to hear the questions in, or someone who is helping has a different preferred language, you can select those languages from the list. There's over 100 different languages here that you could choose from. So some do play back and some don't. So I'm going to choose one that I know does play back. So I'm going to choose Spanish. And you could choose to just select the word. So if you just select to translate the word, when you click on the word, it gives you the word translation when you click on it. If you select the entire document, it will translate the entire document. You'll be able to switch back and forth between the original text and the language that you selected. And for many of the languages, you're able to play it in that language.
Uno seleccione la fracción que representa el círculo.
So this option is not available for every single language. So if I select the language Urdu, which is available here, you can select the language Urdu and translate the entire document. It does translate the words, but unfortunately it does not have a play option for this language at this time. Microsoft is constantly updating and improving the application, so this may be coming soon. But that option is available to you if it was needed. So once you have used the immersive reader options or to understand the questions, you hit this arrow button to go back to the quiz, and then you're able to select the answers. The immersive reader you would enable for each question. So the first question you would do it and select your answer. And then if you needed to use the immersive reader again for the next question, you just hover over the question and click on that immersive reader option. So I'm just going to go through and complete the form, the quiz. And once I submit, it gives me a response. This feature, you may be able to view results. This is set by the teacher. So some teachers may opt to not show you the results right away. But if you click on that, if you have that option, you'll be able to see the point value at the top. So once you're done with the quiz, you would hit the close button at the top, and then you'll get a little animation advising that it's been turned in. So with quizzes and other multiple choice form assignments, it will automatically turn in the assignment for you when you click the submit button. So once I go back to my assignments, you could see if I go to completed, the assignment that I just completed, which says session 5, is completed and checked off. So going into another assignment, that type of assignment that your child may get, they may get a assignment associated to class notebook. In any assignment, whether it's a form or a class notebook or any other type of assignment, the teachers can add reference material. So it could be a video link, it could be another document for them to look at or read. So you would just click on this option. It may open up in another window if you click on it. If it's a video, they may be prompted to go in before they could play the video. So you could watch the video from there. But if you see this little N icon, it means it's a class notebook assignment. And if they click on that, again, this opens automatically in the Teams window. They don't need to go anywhere to do it. If they get a worksheet assignment, you can use Immersive Reader as well on these worksheet assignments. Immersive Reader is available by clicking on the View option at the top and clicking on Immersive Reader. So when you click on that, you get those same options that you did before.
Easy as pie, use the...
And I forgot to go over before, this little icon right here provides you the voice settings. If you click on those voice settings, you're able to change the speed of the voice from very slow when you go towards the turtle to very fast if you move it towards the rabbit. So I'm going to leave that here. And then you could also change the voice from a female voice to a male voice.
Pictures as clues to complete each simile.
And you still have those same options here. So in this option, I had verbs and adjectives turned on. You can turn those off. So it sometimes saves the last options you had selected. And here you have that line focus, all those things that we went over before. Okay, so again, if you were done with the Immersive Reader, hit the arrow to go back, and you can complete the assignment. So for this example, I am going to show you some options that teachers have for students to complete the assignment. They may opt to put the questions, the answers there, and then the child can just drag and drop it. And they could do this if they're using a mobile device or a touch screen. If they're using a computer, they could use the touchpad on the keyboard, or use a mouse. So they could just drag the answers to the appropriate location. So line that. Feather. Okay. If these drag and drop options aren't made available to you, the student can type on the worksheet itself. So if you click anywhere on the page, it will give you a box where you could type. And you could type in the answer, B, and then move it to the appropriate location. And they could continue doing that with that assignment. So once they have completed that assignment, they can click close. And you see that we don't get any animation. Once you're completed with these types of assignment, there's no submit button that you clicked in the assignment itself. So you're going to have to hit this turn it in option so that the teacher knows that the assignment is completed and ready to be graded. So once you hit that turn it in option, you'll get that little animation letting you know that it's been turned in. So this is another example of a a class notebook assignment. If you click on this, it brings you to the same page. And with this assignment, you can do it the same way. If there's drag and drop options that they may have available for you or for typing, you could also write on it. So if you're using a touch screen and have a pen, or if you wanted to just circle things with the mouse, if you're using a computer, you could do that. So what you would do is click on the draw option, and you would select any of the colors that you wanted to use. So if I selected blue, you are then now able to just circle on the worksheet your answers. Okay, and then we're able to write your name. And then again, once you're done with the assignment, you hit close, and then you hit to turn it in. And you get that animation. This last assignment, this is more likely that the students from upper grades will get Word document assignments. They may be getting some paragraph writing or essay writing with these Word assignments that they get. This one as well, if you click on it, it will open up in the Teams desktop app. And from there, they're able to type in their assignment. If this document had more words in it, maybe there was instructions in there that the teacher included in the Word document, in Word 2, going to that same view option, you have the immersive reader option over here. So you'll be able to turn it on and get an immersive reader option. This is also nice if they're typing along paper and they want to make sure that it makes sense. They could actually have it read back to them so that they can verify.
Title, my favorite dessert. Name, Evie.
They could verify that it makes sense. Another option that is available in Word, as well as other applications such as Class Notebook, if they needed to write something or type something, they can use the dictate option and speak it. This is might be easier for smaller children who are just learning how to type, but can answer questions. So this, if you see this little microphone option, that means the application has a dictate function. If you click on that option, it will turn on the mic and it will start typing as you speak. And you can continue speaking until you are done, period. New line. Students are able to type their sentences, their paragraphs, that is, without actually having to type. They could turn off the option temporarily by clicking on the mic. There's also some settings options. So if they click on the dictate settings, they have the option to change the language. So if you select another language, if a student needs to, if their dominant language is not English, they can select one of these, I think there's about 40 different languages that's available here. So I am going to select the Spanish option. And if I change it to Spanish, si yo hablo en español, va a escribir lo que estoy diciendo. If I try to speak in English with the language still set to Spanish, you can see that it's struggling to get what I'm saying. So it is important to have the correct language set. I'm going to change the settings back to English. It'll turn off. New line. New line. Oh, it quit. But that's the gist of the dictate option. So once they've completed their assignment, they're done typing in, they would hit close and then hit the turn in option. So once they hit turn it in, they're able to go back and they've completed all assignments. They'll say that there's nothing left to turn in. And they're able to continue on. So those are the major functions of Teams that I wanted to go over. There are a lot of other features within Teams, but these are the three most important sections and the features associated to them. So going back to the presentation. Now going into district loaned laptops. So the district is going one-to-one, and students of all grade levels will be loaned a district laptop. At the beginning of the school closure in March, the IT department began dismantling all of the laptop carts in the district that we were able to spare to provide to students who had no devices at home. Since then, the district has purchased an additional 16,000 laptops, and part of that order was received. So unfortunately, the district is not able to provide laptops to every single student for the start of the school year due to a worldwide shortage of devices. They will be given out as they're received, and parents will be notified through Parent Square by their school buildings. So once you receive your notification from your school advising that your child's laptop is ready, you will be required to sign a contract acknowledging that you're taking possession of the device and assume all responsibility for the care. If the laptop is damaged, lost, or stolen, there may be financial or legal repercussions. If you don't have internet access, the district has purchased internet hotspots to provide to families who do not have reliable internet access in their homes. So these are for families that just do not have access at all in their homes. These hotspots will be provided upon request. You do need to reach out to your building to let them know that you're in need of one of these hotspots. Please know that these hotspots will only allow district provided laptops to connect to them, as well as you're not able to access any sites as they are monitored and filtered by the school district. Your students will only be able to access district approved educational sites and resources. So students will not be able to access websites like Netflix or retail stores like Amazon or financial institutions, bank websites. This is strictly for educational site resource. They will be able to access YouTube, but anything not education related will be restricted. Students may receive one of the following models of laptops. All of these models include a built-in webcam and microphone. So all of them will have the webcam and microphone so that students are able to join these live meetings when the teacher sets them up. Once you receive the laptop, you will plug it in and power it on, and then connect it to the internet connection in your home. So you must have it connected to the internet connection in your home first. When you turn on the laptop, there will be a little Wi-Fi icon like the one you see here in the bottom. You click on that and you'll be able to connect to the internet connection in your home and enter in the password information for your Wi-Fi. Once it's successfully connected to your Wi-Fi connection, you are able to log into the laptop using the student's Office 365 login, which is the same login that they're used to access Teams and many district applications. So it's that district student email address, which is their student ID at bufsd.org and the associated password. So they will need that information to log into the computer. And once they're logged in, they'll be able to access the My Apps link to access the student subscriptions, as well as access the Teams desktop application that will already be preloaded on the device. So now I am opening up the Q&A. So if you have any questions on any of the topics that we covered during this presentation, you can type it in now. If you would like to submit questions at a later time, or you have you would like to get emailed this presentation or receive additional documentation, you can go to bufsd.org/bit/questions, and you're able to submit your questions there. Okay, so I did receive our first question, which is when will families be notified for the pickup of the equipment? Unfortunately, at this time, as there's a worldwide shortage, we are not able to give a specific date. We are giving you will be contacted by your school building when the devices are available at this time. We are hoping that we will have the devices by the beginning of October, but unfortunately, we're not able to guarantee that at this time since we are competing with other school districts to get these laptops. So the ID and password. So will your child have your ID and password for the first day of school? If your child is in grades K through 6th grade, you will get that notification within Parent Square. Will be a secure document delivery that will include their login information. So it will have their ID, their username, email address, and the password associated to those. If your child is in grades 7 or higher, then they will not receive that notification and can contact either the teacher or you could contact the IT help desk at 631-972-1300 to get that login information. But if your child is in those grades 6 K through 6, you will definitely get it on Monday. Okay, so next question is if the teacher will post assignments in Teams or receive them in school. If your child has opted for the hybrid option and will be attending classes, it will be up to the teacher if he or she will be handing out the assignments or posting them in Teams. Most teachers will still leverage Teams to have resource material or to have assignments in there for students who've missed class. So you would have to follow up with your child's teacher to see if they will be leveraging Teams. If your child is 100% virtual, then all assignments will be submitted and provided through Teams. Unfortunately, I'm not able to answer any questions about scheduling and reopening. If you have any questions about your child's school, particularly if they're green or gold day students, once you get your parent portal login information on Monday, you're able to log into the parent portal and see your child's schedule, which will indicate that. If you don't have that information in the parent portal, once you get the login on Monday or you're not able to access it, you can contact the school for assistance. Okay. So will there be any security software on the devices? So all the laptops provided are filtered and restricted by the district. It is not actively monitored, but there is security software on there for us to access the device if necessary. Okay, so this presentation is being recorded, so this presentation will be made available on YouTube, hopefully by Monday. If you're already in this now, you should have the option to rewind this recording and start it from the beginning if you've missed anything. If you don't have that option or you are having a hard time, you will be able to view it on YouTube by Monday, I believe. So any school start information, you should contact your school if you needed to know what time the school starts. You should contact your child's school building. Okay, so if you have a Teams account that you use personally or for your own work, students are provided an Office 365 login, which provides them a Teams login. So you any work or communication, students should log in with the login information that they're provided, whether your child is in grade 6 and under and you're getting it emailed, or if they're in the higher grades and already have their login. So the login information that they use to log into Office 365 and to the laptops is the information that they're going to use to log into Teams so that they can access their school work. Okay, so question is if you're able to request a hotspot until the laptops arrive. Unfortunately, these hotspots are only for use with the laptops. So if your child is a hybrid student and has not received a laptop yet, you unfortunately will not be able to get a hotspot in the meantime. If there is an issue with reliable internet access in your home, reach out to the buildings and see if they're able to provide you a laptop and hotspot. They can put you on a list to see once we get those devices in, if they could provide it to you as soon as possible. So who provides the logins to the students' Office 365. So as I stated before, you will get the login information for grades K through 6 via secure document delivery in Parent Square for any children that you have in the district in those grades. Anything higher, you may need to reach out to either the building or the school, your school or your teacher. And if you're not able to get it from them, you can contact the IT help desk at 631, and I'm going to go to the last slide here, which shows the number, 631-972-1300. So you can call in and get some assistance with accessing the login information, getting your child's login information if on Monday you have not received it. Okay. So if you go to the web page so if you wanted access to this presentation, you can fill out the form that's on the same page that you clicked on to access the training links. And you can enter in your email address, and once we've gathered all the resource material, we will send this out to you as a PDF. So this presentation, if you fill out the form, you can get it emailed to you. There will be other resource documents that will be available under the IT department as well as the parent link page by Monday. So you may be able to see it there as well. Okay, so how often will children have meetings? That will be up to the teacher. Unfortunately, I'm not able to answer that question, how often they'll have meetings. Okay, so if you didn't want to change your parent portal username, you can keep it, but you will not be able to use the app if you don't have your username as your email address. So if you only need to change your username to your email address if you wanted to utilize the mobile app. I'm just going to answer just a few more questions because we are way past the time. I'm going to answer maybe 2 more questions. And then if I wasn't able to address your questions during here, you can complete that form. I'll just go back to the previous slide. If you go to either the page where you found the link to this workshop, or you go to this website here, bufsd.org/bit questions, you could submit your questions there and we'll follow up with you as soon as possible. So if you wanted to go to the Parent Square website, you could go to just parentsquare.com and you click sign in, and then you could enter your email address or cell phone number that is associated to the district. If you wanted to use the mobile app, you would just go to either the Android Play Store or the Apple App Store to download the app. Okay, so next question. This will be the last question I'll be able to answer. The team's history from last year, will it be cleared? So during the end of the school year, last school year, there were a lot of teachers that began implementing teams into their classes. Those teams have been archived, but not deleted. So students will be able to access them if they wanted to see their last year's work by clicking on the Teams icon and clicking on, there's a little gear icon at the top. That will allow them to view previous teams. So any of their old teams should be hidden at this time, and only the active teams should pop up on their team. So I just want to thank everyone for joining this presentation today. Again, if you wanted to submit a question, if I wasn't able to respond to a question, you can go to the same page that you went to get to the link to this workshop, as well as go type in this URL, bufsd.org/bit/questions. If you have any support issues that you need assistance with, if you have any issues with a district provided laptop that you've already been given, or if your child is in grade 7 or higher and will not be receiving the password sent to you and needs to be recovered, you can call the IT help desk at 631-972-1300. Thank you so much again for joining us today, and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week. Thank you.